Fellas, what's good with it, man? Hey, so the topic I want to talk about in today's video is the importance of not trying to be somebody that you're not. And the reason I say that is this, man. I genuinely believe I held myself back a whole decade just because I was following the wrong crowd. Now, this is why I say that. About 10 years ago, and this is when I was 18, because I'm 28 right now, I was hanging with a group of people that would smoke weed every single day, multiple times a day. Now me, up until that point, I wasn't really no big smoker like that. And growing up, I always seen myself as the type of dude that would be, above the influence, not really smoking, not really drinking. And don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that there's nothing wrong with smoking or drinking, but for me, that just wasn't me though. But with that being said, because the people that I was hanging with was doing that, I started doing it too. And basically just, trying to fit in, which I wouldn't say at the time, like I wasn't thinking, oh, I want to fit in with these people, so let me smoke, because that's what they doing. But looking back on it, I would say that's probably what it was. Because it ain't like I didn't have the wisdom to not be doing it. I knew good and well I probably shouldn't be smoking every single day, but I just ignored that wisdom and I was doing it anyway. Like I said, just because the people I was hanging around was doing that. And eventually it became, to the point where this is something that I just was doing on my own. Even when I wasn't with them, I'd be by myself just smoking. Basically because I was just bored and I felt like I didn't have nothing better to do. But the downsides of that whole thing is we affect everybody differently. You see what I'm saying? Maybe a few times I might smoke and I get super creative and super productive, but for the most part, when I get high, I'm not trying to do nothing productive at all. So if you consider the fact that I was doing this all throughout college and also the first part of my, I guess you could say full adult life where I got my own crib, I got my own responsibilities, it's like I'm doing the bare minimum that I need to get done. But other than that, I'm just getting high and chilling, playing the game. You see what I'm saying? And then when you add in the fact that I'm doing this every single day, then most days I'm not really doing nothing productive other than what's required of me. So when I'm in school, don't get me wrong, I graduated magna cum laude actually, and I did some, some decent things in college, right? To most people's standards, I probably did a good job, and that's cool. But I would say I'm not satisfied with it because I know I could have did more, but I was focused on the wrong thing. And like I said, over time, man, them habits and them thinking patterns really just became a part of who I am as a person, you feel me? But fast forward though, right? This is after I'm grown already. I done already graduated college. I got a full-time job. I got a kid and everything. I eventually stopped smoking. And this was probably like, it was either a year and a half or 2.5 years ago. I don't know if I stopped in 2022 or 2023, but I know I eventually stopped though. But the thing about it is, I didn't immediately undo all of those negative habits that I had created from when I was smoking every single day. In terms of being lazy, not feeling like I'm doing, or not feeling like doing nothing. Every time I get bored, I try to find some type of like pleasure type experience. Whereas at first I might just roll up. That eventually turned into, okay, I'm not doing that no more, but now I'm just playing the game multiple hours a day. See what I'm saying? And it was just lazy habits. And so when I look back on the last 10 years, basically my whole 20s, I'm still, like I said, I'm 28, so I still got 29 coming up. But for the most part of my 20s, I just was wasting time just, seeking pleasure basically. And I feel like it's a lot of stuff that I'm just now starting to do that I could have been made happen if I had my mind on the right things. Now don't get me wrong, I'm not trying to blame nobody else because it ain't nobody else's fault, right? I'm a full grown man. I made my own decision, so I chose to waste my time smoking weed every single day, not doing nothing productive. But the overall point I am trying to get at though is that if I wasn't trying to fit in with the wrong crowd and essentially be something that I'm not, because I'm not really like a party animal, you feel me? If I know you and I really mess with you like that, I'll kick it with you, but I'm not really, smoke, drink all the time type of person. But because I was trying to do that and be that, I set myself back. And so now I'm trying to play catch up and become this person that I know I should have been the whole time, but now I got all these bad habits and thinking patterns that I gotta overcome that's done been starting to set in, you feel me? And if you make that same mistake, I promise you, it could take a whole decade for you to straighten it out. If you ever straighten it out. Some people never do. But if you are fortunate enough to realize that maybe you trying to please the wrong crowd or whatever the case may be, it's not like you can just snap your finger and undo everything, because you already been dug yourself in a hole, and now you got to spend just as much time, if not longer, to come up out that hole before you can finally correct yourself and be on the right path. So if you don't get nothing else out of this video, the main thing that I want to let you know is just make sure that you living your life based on your real true values, and don't be out here trying to please the wrong crowd or nothing like that. And it might not even be a case where you have to change who you hanging with. The people that you hanging with could be perfectly fine, but it's still the way that you interact with those people and the things you say yes and no to. Because listen, the people I was hanging with, I could have just as easily hung with those same people, but whenever they finna smoke, nah, I'm straight, and just leave it at that. You see what I'm saying? Long story short, don't try to be somebody you're not, and that's real talk. But if you like this video, then press the like button, subscribe to my channel, and turn on post notifications, and then watch this next video. I'll holler at y'all next time. Peace.